And go.
All right, guys, so welcome to our Wednesday night Zoom. I'm super excited to have Daphne Ellison on here with us. She is going to blow your guys' mind with a little motivation, a little spunk, a little of what she does. She is phenomenal. She has a great attitude, great spirit, and she's all about personal development. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about some updates that corporate gave us. I'll do that at the end. And then we're going to talk about our team challenge and why it's super, super important to be involved and active with our team challenge. It's going to be starting on Monday. So, Daphne, why don't you go ahead and start, I guess, a little bit of personal development.
Okay. Hold on, I'm going to turn my volume up.
Suggestions. And talk about why, why personal development was so big for you and why that was a huge moment.
Well, I definitely can talk about that. Actually, I did another Zoom this morning for another team, and it was like the same topic of conversation. And I feel like it comes up. Sorry, guys. It's all wet. I don't want to set it anywhere. I feel like this is a topic that comes up a lot. And actually, I had a coaching call for myself today with an individual, and it came up for me that we tend to be chronic underestimators of ourselves. Right? Like, we don't recognize what we truly are capable of. And I'm not sure, I'm guessing that many of you came from the same company that Jess and I came from. But no, okay, so I'm wrong.
No, most of them are brand new in this industry.
Okay, well then that takes a little bit different. Well, where we came from, I feel like I worked my tail off, but I didn't invest in myself. I'm just going to be honest. So that pretty much puts us all on level playing field then, because if you've never been in this industry, it's probably not something that your parents probably didn't tell you should read self-help books, right? Like, mine didn't. Like, I'm pretty sure mine still do not, and they have me as a daughter, and I talk about this stuff nonstop. But it's not something that we learn right out of the gates, that we have to constantly be investing in ourselves. So until I reached this company, honestly, I mean, I had heard about self-development in the other company, but I don't feel like it was encouraged or suggested. Like, the suggestions are ample here. I can give you lists. Jess can give you lists. Like, we can direct you in many, many ways. But when I was on with this other team today, we were kind of talking about, I have like what I feel like when you are brand new in this industry, I have 2 books that I think you need to have in your hands ASAP. And I will tell you those in just one second. But I really feel what's really important is, and I'm going to just mute this because I'm like a squirrel and everything will distract me. But what I feel is important when I talk to an individual is to ask a lot of questions and say, like, what do you feel like you're really great at? What do you feel like you wish you were better at? What do you feel like if you have a team, like, what do you feel you're not giving them? What do you feel you give them the most? Like, what do you feel, time management is always a struggle for me. We already talked about that. I have to schedule my naps. That's a problem. When you find something that is a strength or a weakness, okay, when you can identify what you feel like your weakness is or what you wish you were better at, then it's really ideal to dig into that specific thing, right? And if you start Googling, YouTube is a big favorite of mine, because you can actually, some of you guys have probably heard me talk before. I've done a couple other Zooms for some teams, and you may or may not have been on one of mine before. But I spend a lot of time, and this I don't know if I've really talked about this, but when I'm getting ready to do a live video, okay, I'm all over the place. I'm really sorry right now. But when I get ready to do a live video and I want it to be about a certain topic, I go and I search that topic on YouTube and I watch videos until I find something that really hits home with me, and I listen to it, and then I go do a live video on it. Okay, because right then it's fresh in your brain. You're going to hear all this information. I am not a note taker. I should be. But if I have notes, then I feel like I'm off track. But once I have an idea in my brain, I usually can run with it or not. I can usually be all over the place. It doesn't really matter. People think I'm whatever. I'm Daphne, right? I'm Daphne. But that same thing with your self-development. If you're wanting to work on a specific strength, go search it on YouTube. I personally have a struggle with, I have to have quiet, no distractions when I'm reading. If something's going on around me, I sometimes have to read the paragraph 6 times before I soak it, right? If that's you, then That's why I do YouTube. Same thing with Audibles. Audibles are good for me only when like I'm doing something with my hands. Like, so if I'm doing dishes or something that's like doesn't need a lot of brain, but it keeps me busy, I can focus on an Audible. But if I'm just sitting on the couch trying to like, I can't even give you an example, but if I'm just trying to do something and listen to an Audible, I have to be like focused. Okay. So and I'm just giving you my personal, because I do all of the things, you guys. There's a time and a place, right? I just told you when I'm doing dishes, I do that. You probably, I'm sure, have already heard about what I listen to in the shower, because I know that Jess picked it up and is like running with Fearless Motivation on Spotify. So I encourage you to as well. It's a little bit intense, and if you like intense, you'll love it. If not, I told somebody today, I'm like, it might be too harsh for you, but if it's too harsh for you, then you probably need it more than I do, right? Like if that offends you, or if it is like a little bit too much for you, then you probably need to listen to it, because you probably need to amplify yourself. Okay. So, but YouTube is where I find like I can see them talking to me, I can watch something, and I can hear what's going on. So TED Talks are where it's at, but I just search. Okay, so time management, I'm going to search some videos on time management. Goal setting is something I talk a ton about. Personal momentum is something I talk a ton about, and that's going to actually lead me right into my next topic I want to talk to you guys about, because I feel like we're all in a season, okay? We all just went through something that was kind of crazy. Like, we didn't expect to lose a leader, right? Okay, that it is what it is. We're moving forward. We are so strong. And the way that I presented it to my team, because I was a little bit shaken by it, I was like, oh my gosh, like I just got comfortable with a leader that I liked, okay? That's okay. But listen, this is your opportunity to become the face of your own business, okay? We were her team. Now you're your team. Run. Put a face on your business and run. Here's a huge opportunity. I talked to somebody from corporate today, and I was like, listen, I didn't have a lot of clarity until I went on this trip, and I talked to a lot of people, and I have more clarity than I've ever had right now, because I know that I am stronger than I expected. I'm stronger than I've ever given myself credit for. So it's time to do that. So that leads me into personal momentum. Okay. If you're not investing in yourself, we kind of talked about the self-development, the 2 books. I won't leave you hanging. The 2 books that I think every single new person in network marketing needs to read are Sarah Robbins' Rock Your Network Marketing Business and Get Over Your Damn Self. Okay. Get Over Your Damn Self would be my number 1. Sarah Robbins, I have had multiple team members of mine read it and be like, did you write this book? Because it's the way that she talks is much like me. Intense, positive, and fun. Okay, so it will get you amplified. It will pump you up. It will get you invested in you to rock this business. Can I help you? I can. Yeah, you look here. No, I thought my 12-year-old always introduces herself in every Zoom. I'm surprised she just came here and then ran away. So she may or may not pop in. She usually does. Okay, personal momentum. This is something I've been so stinking focused on myself, okay? I feel like so many of us, okay, this is directly related to the season that we're going through, right? Personal momentum. We've talked a ton about team momentum. We've talked a ton about company momentum, but has anybody ever talked to you about your personal momentum? Probably not. I just kind of got on this kick myself where you guys know that you cannot count on your upline or your downline to make your paycheck. No matter what, okay? If you're counting on your downline to build your team builder side, then you're doing yourself a disservice, because if you count on them, they may or may not fail you. All right, so you need to be responsible for filling in new social marketers, new everything, like working with your team. There's a lot of things that go into it, but only you have control over that. Same thing with the promoter side. Clearly, you only have control over that. Are you coaching your customers on the referral program? Are you adding new customers? I had a girl ask me today, what do you do when your team just all slows down? Then you go back to work, okay? You set the pace, right? It's on your shoulders. So neither your upline or your downline or sidelines, no one directly affects your business like you do. You are in control. So therefore, you have to create this personal momentum. And that momentum starts the minute that your eyes open in the morning. Okay, so I made comment before we started recording that I get up every morning at 5:30. It just works out that way that our household just starts moving at 5:30 because has, we own a construction company and he has to leave, and I still get up and pack his lunch and make his coffee in the morning. And I have a 12-year-old that I like to spend a minute with in the morning. We just have a routine, right? Okay. Routine is important, but the minute my eyes open, the very first thing I do is something positive. Doesn't matter what it is. You got to do something positive. So if it's meditation for 10 minutes, if it's listening to something positive, and this is before you start scrolling Facebook. I know that I did a coaching with somebody and they said before you pick up your phone, but a lot of the positive things we do are on our phone. So I say before you start scrolling a news feed, before you go into Instagram, before you do any of that, do something positive. So whether you have to pick up a book, you have to watch a YouTube video, whatever it is that it is, 10 minutes max, 5-10 minutes of positive influence, okay? Prayer, whatever it is, devotional, there's lots of things you can do, but start it positive. Because then when your feet hit the ground, you are going to be already putting yourself into a personal momentum. Okay. Morning routine is something I always struggled with because I felt like morning routine had to be like all of these things like toothbrushing and shower and all that. That doesn't matter. I don't care if you don't do that until 3 o'clock. Nicole's not going to shower from here on out until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon because she doesn't have to go to her job anymore. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't have to be part of her morning routine. All that has to be is she has to set herself into daily personal momentum the minute her eyes open. Okay. You have to do something positive. And then that follows. I know the days that I get up and I'm really diligent about doing that, then my whole day follows suit. But I also know when I get up and I feel like I'm late and I'm rushed and I'm doing things that also follows suit. You set your day in motion that moment your eyes open. Okay. Personal momentum too. Like I knew today I had a coaching call for myself and then I had a Zoom for another team. And when those days happen, you want to pack as much as you can in. You want to talk to as many people as you can because listen, this is how I've been talking all day today. And everybody that got off the phone with me or everybody that got off a Zoom with me was like, holy crap, that girl has energy. Now, am I going to fall over and die when I get off this? Maybe. But I want everybody that meets me and crosses paths with me to feel my energy. Okay, now if I talk to you like this and I was on here like this and I was like that, you're also going to feel my energy. Picking up when I'm laying down, like you are in control of that. You can control what people get from you, whether it's positive or negative. Now, personal development, all of this goes in with the personal development. You guys, garbage in, garbage out. If you're around somebody that's negative, get rid of them. Something I did on a Zoom once with another team was, okay, write down the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And I do not mean your spouse, and I do not mean your children, because those would be all 5 of mine. So the 5 other people that you spend time with. And then I want you to write down what you think their income is. And then I want you to write down 3 qualities for each of them. What, like 3 qualities you think of when you see those 5, okay? And if you're writing it down right now, that's fine. If not, do this later because I think that it will be eye-opening for you. And then when you actually kind of add that up or like look at that, if you combine all of them, that will equal out and average out to probably what your life looks like right now. Is that good? What's that look like for you? You know, I definitely feel like I up-leveled the people that I choose to invest my time in when I came to this company, and I encourage you to do the same. My very best friend, I had to walk right out of my life when I came here because there was just so much negativity. It was very, very hard, okay? I still will like message her and just say, I hope you have a happy Labor Day. But I don't get a positive back, right? So I can't invest my time there. You have to choose wisely because I'm going to tell you when I choose to be around somebody, I want to give them my energy, but I also want to pull energy. And if you've ever spent time with somebody that's really negative, you cannot help but leave feeling very drained. People can soak the life right out of you, okay? So don't be a life soaker, but don't spend your time with them either. All right. If you have them on your team, keep them at arm's length. Continue to exude your positivity on them. I'm not saying like you can't talk to them. I'm saying don't make them your priority, right? You need to find the people that make you be like, yeah, I can't wait to talk to them. I can't wait to be around them. Those are the people you want to do. Okay. So choose wisely. And if it's your spouse, I told you can't be your top 5 on that list, but if it's your spouse, like my husband was not supportive of this company. Clearly the paychecks have changed his mind. but also my energy. I've become, because of the self-development, because of the people I've chosen to spend my time with, because of what I'm doing in my life, I've become a better friend, I've become a better mom, I've become a better wife, I've become everything better because I'm investing in myself. Okay. So I have had to prove to him that, like, you know, this is good. All right. Even before the paychecks. But so I don't know if all of that is what you're looking for, but I can tell you right now that if you make a very conscious effort to, hey, I got pushback. Every time somebody comes at me with a question, I ask them what book they're reading. Jess should do the same thing. Every time you have a question, I want her first thing out of her mouth to be like, what book are you reading? Because if it doesn't directly relate to what you're struggling with right now, then you need to go get that book or you need to go watch that video. Okay, there's something for everything. And I'm not telling you she's not going to give you answers or she shouldn't give you answers. But there's a lot. You guys, unlock the beast, unleash the beast in you, because if you signed up for this business, number one, and number two, you showed up for a 9 o'clock Zoom on a Wednesday night. Okay, when you show up for these things, you automatically distinguish yourself as a leader. All right, if you show up, if you are religious, that's it. If you're showing up, then you're a leader. So unleash it. Stop holding yourself back. I can promise you, every one of you has 10 times more potential than you are actually using right now. I figured out I did. Y'all better watch out. But it's in there, okay? Like, just get ready and go for it. Okay. The other thing I like to do, and I know a couple of you on here, I've done this with you before, but everybody right now, and if you don't have a piece of paper, that's okay. But right now, okay, it's the 13th of the month. So we have 17 days left in September. I want you to write down your promoter goal and your team builder goal. Okay. All right. So you have those in front of you, or you have them right here in your brain. Okay. So we have 17 days. Now that you have them in mind, I want you to cross them out, scratch them out so you can't see them. And then I want you, the very next promoter goal. So if you wrote down gold, platinum is now what you're thinking. If you wrote down team leader, now director or senior team leader is what you're thinking. If you wrote down senior team leader, director 1, those are your new goals. Okay? Those are your new goals. Anything is possible. The thing is people, when we get this far into the month, and usually I talk about this a lot later in the month, but now is perfect timing because you have a lot of time. Anything can happen, you guys. The thing is when we downsize our goals, we downsize our action too. It just is something that our subconscious does to us. So when you I call it supersizing your goals, or when you get really audacious, your subconscious will automatically kick in to make you work a little bit harder. Now, will you hit that big, huge goal? Maybe not. But the thing is if you kept it at the smaller goal and you hit it 3 days before the end of the month, your subconscious says, I did it, and they stops working. Okay. So you have to hit something that seems like it's almost out of reach. I did this to myself. When I came to this company, my year-end goal was Elite 1. I hit Elite 1 in April. Okay. That left 8 months in the year. I hit Elite 1 in April, and my subconscious was like, da-da-da-da, like, you're done. Okay, so for the past 2 months, I've been like building my brain back up, like mindset, personal development, because I literally was like, I don't even have to push the gas anymore. Okay, that's not okay. So when you hit, you have to make those goals so crazy that you're like, there's not a chance. I don't know if you guys know who Marina Simone is, but her team did 75,000 in volume on the last day of the month, last month. 1 day. Anything is possible. Do not cut yourself short. Okay. So the difference between gold and platinum is 1,000 in customer pod points. That's 10 people on M3. That's 6 people on M3 plus trim, or maybe 5. I don't know. Do the math. I'm not so great at that. I think 6. But seriously, like when you cut it down like that, it's not all that much. But if you cannot, like, do not underestimate yourself. You guys are very powerful. You have everything that it takes. If you wouldn't be on this Zoom, and you would not be in this type of industry if you didn't have some energy and some spirit about you, some ready to get after it and do something different. Prove to yourself, prove to your spouse, prove to your kids, prove to your parents that you are the bomb diggity. Okay. I just talked for a really long time. I'm real sorry about that. I sometimes get on a tangent and I could just talk for days and days and days.
You're good, Daphne. It was phenomenal. Do you guys have any questions for Daphne? You guys need to unmute yourself or raise your hand. We can unmute you, or Daphne can unmute you.
You guys can unmute yourself. I just muted everybody so that I didn't have squirrels.
I know I'm the same way. I'm like, oh, someone's in the background. What's going on?
I don't really have a question, but I will say, Jess, you probably need to hold me accountable to read a book, or I'm never going to read a book.
Yep.
Okay, so that's why I talked about all the different things. Well, that's why I talked about all the different things. I'll pick up a book and read 20 pages, and then I'll throw it on the table, and then I'll pick up a different book and read 10 pages. Like, I find it very hard to read a book cover to cover. The beautiful thing with self-development books is not all of them are meant to be read cover to cover, so that's kind of a nice thing. But at the same time, like, YouTube is where it's at for me, because I can throw on YouTube and I can do other things while it's on, but I also can get visually, like, if I'm watching it, I can get more invested. Like I said, I can be reading and then think about the track meet tonight and then think about the football game, and I have read a page and I have to go back to the top of the page and reread because my mind goes over there. So, and I think a lot of people are like that, especially in this industry. We can do a lot of things at one time. And so sometimes quieting ourselves down, quieting all that going on in our head down to read a book is sometimes difficult. But I do know that when I had that personal coach for a while, and the only thing that I got from that specific one was my morning routine and my evening routine. And she suggested to me, and I suggest this to all of you, because when I get amped up like this, sometimes it is hard for me to sleep at night. And I also deal with a little bit of anxiety. Probably because I'm a little high strung. I'm not so sure. But I will tell you that she was like, okay, so you need to set down the technology like 30 minutes before you're going to go to bed. That's very difficult for me, okay? But she said, go set it down, go like brush your hair, teeth, wash your face, do that sort of thing. And then go back to your workspace. Don't pick up any technology, but actually walk yourself visually through what tomorrow will look like. So what's your morning routine going to look like? What's your day going to look like? How are you going to feel? What's that going to smell like? What's that going to, like the whole like vision, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? And I guess just visualizing. There's another word I was thinking about, like meditating on it, like really putting yourself in that spot and then taking your book to bed, because when you read at bedtime, your brain will slowly tell itself to shut off and you can go to sleep faster and you can sleep harder. So you get better, more restful sleep. So I try that. I'm going to be real honest. I'm not always successful at that, but I mean, that's a good suggestion to maybe get in 10, 20 pages of a book in a day.
I love doing audibles, but I always carry a notebook with me. So even if I am doing dishes, I also have a notebook on the side so that if something hits me while I'm reading an audible, I'll stop what I'm doing to jot it down real quick. And audible, you can also bookmark things. So you can push the bookmark button to go back to it if you want to take notes. So same thing, I can't always sit down to read a book. I mean, little one back here will only sit down to read a book. And he is awake all hours of the day. So I use Audible to make notes, because if I don't make notes and I write it down, it won't stick.
Does anybody here have an Alexa? Oh, I do. Oh, she just woke up. It's night time. I know Krista and Susie have an Alexa. I do. My Alexa tells me it does my TED Talk for me every morning. She also will read all my Audible books for me. She does all sorts of fantastic things. She will tell me anything I want about personal development. So, I mean, that's like something to maybe put on a dream board if you don't have it or whatever the situation is, but she's worth the investment. I'm going to just throw that out there. She's awesome.
Daphne, I have a question for you.
Sure.
You said you had like a personal coach that you worked with for a while. Do you feel like you got a ton of benefit from that person, or do you get a lot of the same content and benefits from your personal development? Like, is it worth it to find somebody to personally coach you?
I'm still searching for the right person. How's that?
Okay.
I do feel like having a mentor outside of your specific company is ideal. I don't feel like it's necessary for everybody. Like when you're just getting started in this business, I feel like we have so many. The thing is John and Nadia Melton are coaches for a lot of people, and we have direct access to them. So I feel like right now you kind of have the best of both worlds. Don't go out and invest $1 bajillion into self-development or into coaching until you are making great checks. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I haven't invested a ton of money into personal coaches. Because I want to like just dabble with each one until I find the person that fits me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like, I mean, I'm a little bit unique in the situation, and sometimes I just don't like when somebody's really soft with me. you're not going to get through to me. Okay. So you just got to find the person that's right for you. So right now I'm doing a couple different things. Jess, I'm going to tell you about one of them that I'm doing right now, just because I think Jess, you should check it out. And actually tomorrow it's open to the public because it's only open one day a month to anybody, and I get nothing for you doing it. It's something I'm participating in. Ray Higdon has a newer group called Rank Makers, and I joined it. It was in August. I've been in it for a month, and it is really quite incredible. I joined it as a lifetime member, and I think it was like $199 or 149, 179, something like that for the lifetime membership. But you also can do like a monthly thing. And there's a Facebook group. Okay, so this one's really on social media, and he does a daily training, a live video. So they're always there for the replay. And he does like weekend challenges, and he does special things for his live events for the people that are in Rank Makers. I'm finding a ton of value there. Okay, and there are several people from O'Dare in there, leaders already, but I really feel like I'm getting a lot from that. Now, on the other hand, I paid for John Maxwell's, and that's just not a good fit for me, and I spent like $300 on that one. Okay, so John Maxwell's just a little bit drier for me. I need something a little bit active to keep my brain, my attention. So that's what I'm saying, like dabble in some things. The Rank Maker one might be good for you to check out a month. If you don't want to invest $100 and whatever it is, it might only, I don't even remember what the monthly is, but maybe a month's worth checking it out so that you can see, the activity, the questions that get asked in there. There's people from every company, but we're not allowed to put anything company specific. So the questions that get asked are usually very relatable to what we do, even if they're not coming from our company. And then Ray himself always makes sure to answer, but you're also getting all these other leaders that are commenting on the question too and answering. So I feel like I'm getting a ton of value there.
I will tell you, I get Ray Higdon's emails. I think every day, or the Friday has a recap of all of his trainings from the week. And They're like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. They're really short, and they have been phenomenal to listen to in the morning. So I'm definitely excited to check out.
He's great. He's really close with John Milton. So
I just started following him.
Yeah, good choice.
Okay.
Good choice. He's awesome. I have found a ton of value there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a ton of them out there. Like after you start, like if you just started following him, different ones are going to start popping up into your news feed, like multitudes of them. So follow a handful of them. I mean, one of the worst that happens is you don't like their content and you just unfollow them, so it's worth following a handful of different, there's people like me that create pages that think that they're worthy of following to give content. And eventually maybe that's something I'll do. I don't know, but I'm still trying to find out who Daphne is in the whole network marketing or detailing who Daphne is, right? I don't feel like I have to charge you for my value. I should. Really, let's be real.
Some good stuff. So definitely, absolutely, Daphne.
Let's talk about the challenge because I'm winning. We don't even need to talk about it. I'm going to get the rose gold watch because listen, you guys, this is my Garmin. Look what colors it is. It's freaking black and green.
Gotta go. Guys, so this...
I'm winning. I just got off the treadmill.
Not going to happen. Mark can only lose so much weight.
Bring it.
All right, so guys, so here's how the challenge is going to work. Is everyone here familiar with what's going on starting Monday? Have you guys watched Amber's live that she did? Awesome. So if you guys have not watched it, for those of you guys who have not, it's going to be amazing. Let's put it out there, okay? So this is what's going to really help amp up your business, and it's going to help you as well, right? So talk about personal development right now. We're talking about how to get you motivated, how to get you excited, how to get you into momentum. That's what this challenge is going to do, because the summertime is over. We are all getting back into working. We're getting back into our own healthy lifestyles. We're done with vacation. We're done with the all-you-can-eat inclusive buffets. Right, Daphne, Krista, Brittany, we're all done with that stuff, except Brittany
hasn't really want to be done with that. No, Brittany's going back to Mexico in a week.
I know, she's going back in a couple weeks. But so summertime is over, right? So we're going to get back on track.
Brittany's going to lose the challenge
next month. Fine.
I'm going to gain the most weight by
for real.
I'm almost positive.
It's a pretty good
I'm going
guess.
to make sure that happens.
So So this challenge is to really amp up your social media as well. So we're going to be using, sorry, Blake is playing in the background. We're going to be using hashtags. Hold on.
He's fine. You don't have to yell at him. He's just fine.
I'm not yelling at him.
Mm-hmm. I saw you be like.
Because he's laughing at me because he knows. So we're going to be using hashtags for social media because it's going to draw interest to anyone that's following you on social media, right? So the hashtags we have are, I don't remember, it's not written down, but the Fit Dynasty is going to be our entire challenge one. And then you're going to choose the 3 out of 5 lifestyles that you are doing for your M3 pledge. You're going to use those hashtags. And we created the hashtag so that it draws interest. So it's not like cutting out fried foods. It's not the hashtag, okay? It's things that are going to pique people's interest. They're going to click on it, and they're going to see all of us doing all these fun things, right? So couple ways you can do this. Watch Amber's live if you have not seen it yet. But we are going to be voting at the end of 30 days on who has the best transformation. And we're also going to have a winner. We're going to do a drawing for whoever's the most consistent. So whoever, and I know it's what Brittany is claiming right now, whoever is the most consistent for all 30 days is going to be entered into a drawing to win. So you still have a chance to win even if you don't win the ultimate transformation. The cool part is it's going to be fun. We're going to vote on each other's transformations. It's just going to be a lot of great energy. And if you're competitive, I know Daphne's over here, Brittany's down here in my video. If you're competitive, you're going to love this. If you're not competitive, have fun with it with yourself. Use it as an ability for yourself to be consistent for the next 30 days and to really grow that audience on social media. And I think we all need it personally. We all just need to dive back in and remember why we got started and why we love the products.
Can I say something?
Yes.
You guys, this is the perfect time to use this as a recruiting tool. Brittany. Oh, you're just going to cop out and say, I'm going to win the consistency part? I'm going to win that too. Okay, so you guys need to use this as a recruiting tool. All those people sitting on the fence, they want to be part of something. And if you're a little bit excited about this, they want to be part of something that is with you, okay? So you can directly influence these people by saying, hey, come do this with me. I just did a live tonight, and I was like, I just got off the treadmill. I look shiny now, but I was really shiny then. I was like, you guys, I want you to hold me accountable. Come do this with me. This is a perfect time for you to come into this company, have more support and camaraderie than you could ever imagine, because for these next 30 days, we're all going to be in this together. So people can jump off that fence and jump right into ordering their M3 kit or their M3 Plus Trim Kit, because the M3 Plus Trim Kit is the best kit besides the $4.99, best value. So you're going to get people on those products. Hashtag where's my waist? It's my favorite hashtag. But they're going to, just that support that you can offer them. So if you are struggle, like you had talked to somebody about the business and you haven't talked to them in a little while and you just aren't getting a response from them, hello, door just opened. You need to be reaching out to every single person saying, hey, I don't know if you're still thinking about this, but timing is perfect right now for you to get started and join this group with us. We have some great prizes going on. We have a lot of fun, a lot of competition. And again, if it's competition isn't their thing, then don't say that. But I'm saying this is like the best recruiting or door opening piece that we've had in a while, right? I feel like we need to continue to do things like this because people want to be a part of something, and this brings them right in, and they're not just out there floating by themselves. That was a really long-winded way of me saying use this to recruit. Jess apparently didn't like what I have to say. I'm going to talk about recruiting for a second. How do you guys feel about that? Okay. So actually, Susie asked me a question the other day, and I never went back and answered it. And so when I just started talking about using this to open up the thing, I'm going to answer that question right now. So Susie asked me about, do I reach out to people that I want to work with? I always tell people, this is your opportunity to build your dream team, right? You get to choose who you're working with. Like, you are the boss. You are hiring your people, right? So when you're talking to people, you get to be very selective. And I know that we do the attraction marketing and the curiosity posting, and we're going to answer all questions to people that are coming in. But there's going to come a time when your inbox isn't flooded, right? And it might be now. If you're not waking up every morning to messages in your inbox, then you have work to do. So there are people out there that you admire. There are people out there that you think are hard workers. There are people out there that have the traits that you would think would be ideal as a social marketer, right? So it's your job to reach out to them. Okay? All you need to do is compliment them. All right? That's how obviously, if you don't have a relationship with them, you need to do a little relationship building before you're like, yo, can I add you in my group? But you definitely need to let them know people want to be wanted. Okay. So like, if somebody messaged you and said, like, I really want to do something with you. I would love to be a part of something with you. It would make you feel good. Right? So when you're messaging these people that you want to work with, you need to let them know, hey, you know what? I love your Facebook profile. Like, I constantly am watching your page because you're so positive. You always put out such great posts. I love watching your puppy posts or your baby. I can't believe how much she's grown, whatever it is. But something about you really intrigues me. And I really think that you would be a great partner for me to run this business with. Have you ever thought about doing something like this? Okay. If you're not asking that question, I'll tell you, in our previous business, I was with It Works for 7 years. Okay. 7 stinking years. I worked my tail off. Every single person that ever crossed my bridge, every person that I talked to, they messaged me and said, I would like to order Fat Fighters. I still ask the question, have you ever thought about doing something like this? That was like my coin phrase. People knew me because I said, have you ever thought about doing something like this? The answer is always no, generally. Why not? Okay. Because we don't have a brain, and this is a network saying too, we don't have a brain cell for this industry. We were not raised to think anything other than go to college, get a job, you work for somebody, you die. Like, that's it, right? But this industry breeds a lot of life into people, and it breeds a lot of creativity, and it breeds a lot of, like, we get to be us, right? Nobody else. I can tell you right now with all conviction that there is not anybody that would hire me and keep me. I would be fired quickly. Okay. I do not conform. I do not follow authority very well. And I'm very thankful for this industry because of that. So we have this opportunity to teach people that you have to put it on your shoulders to share what you have with people. And so when they tell you, have you thought about doing something like this? And people say no, you have to say, why not? There's a lot of reasons. I think everyone should be in a home-based business, if not for nothing else, for a tax write-off. You can get your products for free. $200. You can make $200 a month. What if we didn't have to pay your cell phone bill monthly? Reel it in. I know for me, like, I want a $50,000 a month paycheck. But people don't understand that. So to tell them they can make an extra $200, that's really eye-opening. So you just need to compliment people. You need to make them feel wanted and make them know that, and mean it, right? Don't just spew it for, like, selfishly. Like, mean it. Find people that you really can say genuine, caring things about, and tell them, I really would love an opportunity to try and run this with you because I think we could move some mountains. Okay. That makes people feel wanted. The other thing you guys need to know right now is, like, timing is of the essence with this challenge and Christmas. Okay. We are 3 months out from Christmas. Okay. So you could change some kids' Christmas by helping their mama get in your business right now. Okay. The fast track. I want to tell you guys this about the fast track. I'm sorry, Jess. I'm like taking up your call. I'm really sorry. The fast track for me, $11,000 to somebody that's never been in this industry is very overwhelming. I do not come out of the gates and say, yeah, you can make $11,000 in 90 days. Unless they've been in this industry for a long time, and I know we're going to run for that. Okay. If they're brand new coming into this industry, I reel it back down. I look at what the gold or the bronze and the team leader bonuses are. And I'm like, hey, we have a 30-day goal for your first 30 days. We can make you this kind of paycheck, but we also have this much bonus. If they hit it in their first 2 weeks, I'm like, all right, guess what? We can shoot for this too. So I kind of walk them up the steps of the fast track bonus. Do not overwhelm them. But those extra bonuses, even if it's only $200, can be applied to Christmas. And people are not going to have to put their Christmas on credit cards. They're not going to have to use layaway. They're not going to have to worry about whether their kids are going to have Christmas presents under the tree. Believe me, Christmas was one of the reasons I left. It works. I sat across from a girl that I was going to take $99 from when I was not sure I could give her money. And she told me she was going to have to take away from her kids' Christmas presents to pay $99 to join my team. And I said, I will not allow you to join my team. And I left the company. Okay. So I know that I can help somebody make these bonuses. They're so achievable. So get confident and start talking about Christmas, asking people like, what are your plans for Christmas? Like, what are your kids asking for Christmas? If kids aren't asking for Christmas presents, I have teenagers. Like I already heard my son is 17 and he's told me 6 different things today and every one of them was over $200 a piece. And I was like, I don't know what you think. I mean, I am not Santa Claus. So, I mean, literally like those are conversations that should be had right now. 3 months out, imagine what you could do. Okay, I think that was the last of the random thoughts that keep coming to my head.
I like it, Daphne. I appreciate it. We're actually going to talk about the fast track bonus tomorrow. So that's actually a good segue into it. So I appreciate that.
Perfect.
All right, guys. So does anyone have any questions? I think Daphne just like blew your mind with a ton of great information. So you want all that to kind of marinate for a little bit. But I'm really excited for you guys to start like finding your own personal momentum. And I love how Daphne mentioned as a personal momentum, because like she said, we get caught up in the company and our team is doing all these things. And I think sometimes we forget about our own personal momentum and what we are personally capable of. So that was huge. So you guys have any questions for Daphne or myself? If not, we can go ahead and wrap things up for tonight. No?
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much, Daphne. We appreciate it.
I'll get you the recording.
Blake wants to know if you'll play with him now.
100%. Yes.
Daphne said yes, she'll play with you.
Fly me in. Hi, buddy.
Don't be taking my playtime, buddy.
This girl
Excuse me, then you can share.
I'm his favorite.
and there's Susie.
Oh, me.
I think Susie's his favorite.
That's a lie. That is a lie.
Let me see him.
Just Miss Susie. No? Okay. No, now we're being shy. All right.
Okay.
Oh, I said no way. Mm-mm.
No.
All right, guys. So thank you guys so much for getting on here tonight. Let's give some love to Daphne for taking our time out of her
Thanks
day
for
to have
having
on
me.
here. Yeah,
Daphne.
you're up there.
Love you all.
All right, guys. So do me a favor in our team page. If I'm going to make a post, if you guys can blow up some of your aha moments from tonight, and then we'll get the recording up into the group for everyone else that missed it.